Thanks for joining us here at AMSnews.tv.
This is Melissa James here on Open for Business at AMSnews.tv, and we are with Vernell Spriggs of Spriggs Auto House for Ask the Mechanic. He's answered a few questions, but we have a few more that have been sent in. We have Christine from Glen Burnie. She wanted to know how often you should replace your windshield wipers. She says with so many brands of wipers on the market, is there something special on the packaging that we should look at before purchasing them?
The general rule of thumb is you should replace your wiper blades once a year.
Wow.
Pick a time of year. If you want to replace them in the fall, replace them in the fall. I recommend replacing your wiper blades in the summertime or springtime, because most of the time people knock their wiper blades off in the wintertime when they freeze to the windshield.
Very nice, very nice.
As far as buying wiper blades, it depends on what kind of car you have. Most cars with standard wipers, you just go by length. Brand doesn't matter because you're going to replace them once a year anyways. Try a couple different ones and find one that works well for you and your driving style. But length is the most important thing. You have to get the right length wiper blade for your car.
So you should basically get the length that you took off.
That's right.
Because when it's already set, it is set to encompass that whole window.
It's set to encompass the viewing field.
Yes.
And if you get a wiper that's too long, it can go up too high and hit on the side of your pillar, knock your paint off, chip it, all that stuff. And if you get one that's too short, it will wipe below your view field.
And I really need that, especially in the rain, with all the rain we're getting these days. Christine also asked, why is it with a BMW, at a quarter of a tank, it may cut off? I didn't even know that that was a possible thing. Tell me about it.
Well, it's not just the BMW syndrome.
Oh.
Most modern cars have the fuel tank, which is a submerged fuel pump inside the tank. So the habit that people have, and I'm not going to say female or male, because
It's just
people have this habit, is they drive their car until the low fuel light comes on. And what happens when the low fuel light comes on is that submerged pump uses the fuel that's in the gas tank to cool the pump.
Wow.
So when you drive your car until your low fuel light comes on religiously, you overheat your fuel pump and it starts to eat itself. It just starts to swell and burn the bearings on the inside. And what happens is, over time, you'll get down to that low fuel and the pump will seize up from overheating and it will cut off.
Wow.
Now
So
BMW,
it's not just a BMW syndrome, it can, but does BMW have something else that?
BMW has actually introduced something in their computer software. In our last episode, we talked about how computerized cars are.
Yes, yes.
BMWs will now, their computer monitors the resistance of the fuel pump. And as the fuel pump ages, the resistance increases, and the computer will send you a warning telling you that your fuel pump's going to need to be replaced soon.
Very, very nice. So in this industry and modern age, we get more and more information coming from this computerized car.
Oh, yes, yes. Computers are great things, but they're also headaches.
Okay. And headache in what way? Is we're talking about our car?
Well, lots of times people would wait until things broke. That was the saying back in the day. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Okay.
Well, nowadays, the cars want you to fix them before they break.
So they send us these warnings.
They send you all these warnings.
All right. So, give me a little bit of understanding here. Cars, you go in and you try to turn it on, it doesn't start. The first thing that I used to always think was, oh man, it's my alternator. Not even just my battery, you know, because it would be at night and the lights would go low and it wouldn't start, and I'd say, oh God, it's my alternator. Is that truly the way I should think, or where should I be in this box?
When you're doing your own personal self-check of your car,
Okay.
first thing you have to do is you have to be conscious of what dash lights are supposed to be on. The way the car operates when you go to start it, the car starts using the battery electricity. Once the car is running, it runs using electricity from the alternator. So if you get in a car that doesn't start, first thing you want to check is your battery.
So I might check my connectors.
Check your connections
Make sure
at the
there's
battery,
nothing
make
on
sure
it
they're
and
not
all that.
corroded, make
Okay.
sure they're tight. If all of that checks out, then you may want to start thinking, maybe I have a bad starter. In the last episode, we talked about batteries and when they should be replaced.
Right.
You want to check the date on your battery. Because if you go back through your records and you haven't had a battery replaced in your car in 5 years, there's a good chance you have a bad battery.
Okay, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we thank Vernell Spriggs of Spriggs Auto House for being here. Once again, Vernell, do what you did the last time. Tell us how we can contact you.
You can contact me at Spriggs Auto House. Our phone number is 443-685-3254. You can also contact me via my cell phone by text message or just call me. It's 443-623-2915. Our shop is located in Millersville, Maryland at 8224 Veterans Highway, Millersville, Maryland 21108.
We thank you so much for joining us with Ask the Mechanic. Send us your questions. We'll ask the mechanic. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Melissa James here on Open for Business, open for humble beginnings and powerful finishes. Thank you again, Vernell, for being with us, and we'll see you soon.